Good afternoon, children. Today we will start with a new chapter, Chapter 12, Motion and Time. So I hope you will enjoy the tutorial. Introduction. Look around yourself and you will find objects like television, mobile, trees, cars, buses, trains, etc. Objects of the left side are static, which means their position does not change with time. Such objects are said to be at rest, whereas objects of the right side are non-static, which means that they can change their position with time, and these objects are said to be in motion. So let us discuss in this chapter motion and time in details. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to differentiate between slow and fast motion, define speed, measure speed, identify the unit of speed, and measure the time. Suppose you have an appointment with your doctor at 5 p.m. and it's already 4:30 p.m. The doctor's clinic is 5 kilometers away from your home. Now, you have the choice either cycling down or taking a taxi to reach on time. Now, obviously, you will have a taxi because taxi is faster than cycle. So, we can say some objects move faster and some move slower. Now, same taxi can move more fast or sometimes slow on a busy road, right? So, we have to learn now how to calculate or how to measure what is faster and what is not. To know that, you have to calculate the distance covered by that object at a specific span of time. Consider a cycle race. When the whistle blows, the race begins. Every cyclist starts at the same time, and after some moment, a winner reaches the finish line and stands first. That means the winner covers the distance faster than the others. So we can say that the object which covers a longer distance in a fixed time interval moves faster than the other. The most convenient way to find out which moves faster than the others is to calculate the distance covered by the object on a specific time interval. So time is very important here. The object that covers greater distance by unit time is obviously faster. And this is the simple equation of the speed. The total distance covered divided by total time taken. Look, one bike shows 60 km per hour speed and another shows 40 km per hour speed. So of course we can say the first bike has more speed than the second one. Let us learn to measure speed with the simple formula. Well, draw a line. Ask a friend of yours to stand on the line. Allow him to run. Note the total distance he covered and total time taken to cover the distance. Now, divide the distance covered by the total time he took. Now, you got the running speed of your friend. So, what should be the formula? Again, speed is equal to the total distance covered by the object divided by the total time taken by that object. Well, now we will move on to some device. The meter, which you can see here, the meter which records the speed on kilometer per hour is called speedometer. Every car has this kind of speedometer just underneath the steering, right? When the car is running, this device shows the current speed of the car in the unit kilometer per hour. The indicators move according to the change of the speed and shows the current actual speed of the car. The meter, or the rectangular space which records only the distance covered by the vehicle, is called odometer. Now let's talk about how to measure the time. Have you wondered how does a shadow tell the time? It's a very natural phenomenon, right? And tells the time properly according to the formation of the shadow by the sun and due to the movement of the earth around the sun. It is used to measure the time from the ancient period. 1 year is required by the earth to complete one revolution of the sun. And currently we use clocks and watches to measure the time. Now, the basic unit of time is second and the symbol is the capital S. And the unit of time, larger units of time are minute and hour. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds and 60 minutes are equal to 1 hour. The unit of speed is meter per second or meter per minute or kilometer per hour.